In this session, we are going to look at the complete CI/CD flow for test automation. I will demonstrate how to use and achieve the CI/CD pipeline using test projects, Open SDK, and Jenkins. First, we will walk through my page object model. After the code, we will see how to install plugins for Test Project, TestNG, and Gradle, followed by setting up the pipeline environment, pulling the test from Git, then running the test. This video is for Java, but Boz has a webinar for Python. Our application under test is Test Project's example page. We're going to enter the full name, Rex Jones II, password 12345, then click the login button. On the next page, we select a country like Algeria, address 1234 test. Email can be rex@gmail.com and phone 214-225-1234. Then click save. After the save button, last is to verify the save message. Next is the page object model. I have 5 classes. The base page has methods to find, type, and click an element. The login page has fields and methods to set the full name, set the password, and click the login button. The form page also has fields and methods. These methods include select from country dropdown, which I use in the complete form method as the first one to select a country. Also get the confirmation message. Next is the base test, which sets up and tear down our test. The project name is my first project. Last class is the form test, where we add our logic for the test script. On the login page, we set the full name, set the password, and click the login button. Now, we also do something else in the same test script, and we are going to complete the form by selecting a country, entering an address, entering the email and phone. We also are going to assert the confirmation message. Next is the plugins. We must make sure Jenkins is up and running. In the browser, we have Jenkins running on our local host, which is 8080. We go to Manage Jenkins and select Manage Plugins. If you do not have the required plugins, then select Available. After selecting your plugins, you have the option of selecting Install without restarts or Download now and install after restart. I already have the plugins, so I would go to the Install tab and you will see the plugins that we need. Type Test Project and we see the plugins. Type TestNG and we see 2 more plugins. Last is Gradle and we have more plugins. Out of the box, Jenkins is great, but plugins help enhance the functionality of Jenkins. Next, we're going to set up the pipeline environment. Go back to the dashboard and view my test project pipeline. Configure will show you my setup, then select pipeline. Do you see the environment section? It has TP dev token and TP API key as the environment variables equal to credentials. Credentials is the helper method to support secret information. Let me show you. Go back to the dashboard, select Manage Jenkins and Manage Credentials. This key shows secret text for test project developer token and test project API key. We get the token and API key from test project. In this integrations menu, we see number 1, get a developer token. For the API key, we select API, then create API key. The purpose of setting up an environment is so our Jenkins job has knowledge of our token and API key. Next is pulling test from Git. Jenkins support different source controls, management tools like Subversion and Git. They help us to keep track of our source code history. A couple of benefits include collaboration with teammates and access to the latest code version. When it comes to the code version, if something is wrong, we can always go back to the previous version. This is GitHub, which allows us to manage Git repositories. The page object model is located in the SRC folder. You can watch videos 144 through 146 to see step by step how I create the page object model. The page objects are located in the main Java Pages folder, and the tests are in test Java. Here's the base test and form test. This is the same test script from IntelliJ. The test project, POM, CI/CD, URL is important for the Jenkins pipeline. Go back to the dashboard for Jenkins, and I will show you the test project pipeline. Configure, then pipeline, and we see the URL matches the same URL from GitHub. Do you see Git SCM for class? Git SCM stands for Git Source Control Management. These are the steps for pulling our test from Git. Next is to run the test from Jenkins. An example of the pipeline is available on test project's documentation page. It's called Using OpenSDK with CI/CD, and go to Java example test. This example is similar to my pipeline. Thanks to Rand from Test Project, he helped with my configuration. That's a bonus with Test Project. They are happy to help. Just contact them and they will make time to resolve any problem. Great support. Have a look around and ask us anything. We're always here to help. For the Jenkins pipeline, the run test stage, here it is. You will see that it have Gradle test set up. We are going to run by going back to the dashboard. We can select the drop down for test project pipeline and click build now, or just click the test project drop down and then we see click build now, and we could do that way. The last execution we saw happened at January 30th, 8:49. We see the last step, the last number 37 failed. It all shows green, which passed, and we see the 8:49 executed. Let's go back to test project and then reports. We see my first project has 100% pass rate. Now we're going to click an individual test and drill down, and right here we see 8:49 when the test executed and passed. January 30th. In the next session, we're going to walk through the reports from Test Project. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next session. Thank you.
All Part 1 ebooks and PDF documents are free. Programming books for UFT. Programming books for Java. Here's the Selenium Automation book. And TestNG. Subscribe to get notification of future videos. Don't forget to like, comment, and share.